This video is about the dichotomy of the internal conversations I have on the subject of my targeting. For any expert in the field of psychiatry, let me make it clear that I'm not hearing external voices. This is just an internal dialogue of conflicting views. At one end of those polarized thoughts is my sensible voice. She, for my sensible voice is female, tells me to be patient. She points out that I've been secretly selected to have my life covertly destroyed via these targeting operations for at least 11 years. She praises me for the thousands of hours I've spent acquiring, listening, watching, editing and uploading some of my evidence of the targeting, and implores me not to waste all that time and effort by doing something I'll eternally regret. So why not be patient for a little longer? She stresses it's only a matter of time before these illegal targeting operations are exposed, and that my evidence will be accepted by the judiciary as credible proof of some of the targeting elements. She adds thoughtfully that the police will be proven to be complicit in the cover-up and general malfeasance by way of their dismissing my evidence and making referrals to mental health, knowing full well there's nothing wrong with my mental health, but taking such action as part of this targeting MO. And instead of being a police service, in which the taxpayer pays for them to be, they are in fact, for targets like me, a police force, adopting Stasi-like methodology to screw with my life. At the opposite end of my polarizing internal conflict is a less patient and more proactive voice. It reminds me that I've been targeted for at least 11 years and I'm still being ignored and fucked over by a number of individuals and organizations. It reminds me how my sleep has been deliberately targeted, how intentional noise campaigns have ruined any ability to concentrate and feel relaxed, how my body developed permanent joint and muscle pains, how veins appeared on my legs, feet and head, and none of these physical maladies existed prior to the targeting, how I'll get burning and deeply uncomfortable aches to any part of my body and head facing the flat below. Yet when I'm outside, in the car or at my sister's, I don't get any burning or neuropathic pain. The voice continues its rant and states how I now have the status of a leper locally and beyond Peckham, how I'm somehow tracked inside and away from the flat, and how suppression and silence contributes to the obstacles to exposing these crimes, and indicates that mainstream media are also culpable. In a devilish and mocking tone, the voice becomes more menacing, daring me to get some form of justice and to stop being a spineless coward. It points out that I'm now 57 years old, that 11 years of targeting had contributed to the haggard and gaunt face that stares back at me in the mirror, and how I'm taunted about being beaten with the ugly targeted stick by some of my harassers. I'm reminded that those potential other targets online do exist in a kind of vacuum, an echo chamber, and are seemingly going around and around in circles, not getting any closer to exposing this than they were 10 years ago. The voice then continues to mock with the fact that the character assassination and whatever has been used to ridicule and humiliate me will never cease, and moving away will not help, for the character assassination will follow me wherever I go. The voice incessantly drills into me how I was compelled to sleep rough, and for the last 3 years in a loaned car because it's unsafe to sleep in the flat. In fact, it's unsafe to be in the flat full stop, because neighbours can and do get turned to the dark side with various incentives to help them become sadistic, sick fucking cunts. This voice wants payback. it wants blood. But then the sensible voice will kick in. She will say, Michael, don't be so stupid. Acting on these negative thoughts will give you a very, very temporary gratification only. Those that are running this want a reaction. They want you to do something which will get you jailed, locked up in a nut house, or end up dead. Hang on in there a little bit longer. The truth will win, and you will find a peaceful, safe new life away from the ignorance, the apathy, and those sadistic, sick bastards living at very close quarters. I do my best to heed this sound advice, but that other voice continues to interrupt and state the facts about the deliberate, targeted sleep deprivation, the targeted noise campaigns, the physical aches, pains and burning that affect me daily, those neighbours and strangers that take part in the stalking, spying and harassing, but particularly certain neighbours, and that I have to sleep in a car to prevent further damage to my body, and that the police and others are helping in this targeting program, and that I may never get justice, and all those people involved in my targeting will get away with it. So, if I do take a certain course of action, all of the above will share some responsibility. My dichotomy is which voice will win.